What's good, people? It's Wiz Fiasco, aka Wiz, aka Wizard. Why? Because you cannot fathom the wizardry. So how you gonna act when I talk to you in the C section? And I'm doing my episode 21 cause and effect review of The Flash. And in the title it says waste of time. And that's what this episode really was. A waste of time. It generally happens in TV shows, network television specifically. You have so many episodes. 23 is completely ridiculous. Don't even know how or when these shows started going to 23 episodes. But these shows these days just are not worth all that. And yet they cancel so many other shows without giving them a fair chance. And with me saying all that, this episode was just kicking and dragging its feet. I literally said in the last review of The Flash in episode 21 that they were going to be working on what his motivations were. They could have easily made this episode about what makes Barry who he is and what changed him into what he is now. They could have showed what made him into Savitar, what changed his personality, what turned him into a brute killer. I don't even want to say that I predict it's going to do it the next episode because I'm wrong. They barely take my predictions. And most times when viewers, dedicated fans like me, actually watch a show and give an accurate prediction of something that should happen, they take the most illogical, stupid route. So I don't know what the hell they're going to do. To be honest, I know what the hell they should do, but they're not going to do it. As nice as it was, I kind of like that Barry didn't have no memory. It really keeps the show fresh. And it still brings it back to the fact that when this episode first started, well, the season, when the show first started this season of season 3, they should have just kept it in Flashpoint. I mean, you pretty much did it because you pretty much kept it changed, but not as much vastly changed as Flashpoint was. Because Caitlin has powers, and Wally got his powers again, which was a waste of time, him not having them and then getting them. So I feel like this episode really wasted our time. As nice as it was to see the feels and see what kind of great guy Barry was. And then who was the jackass Heatmonger? Who was this dickhead? We got a Heat Wave and Heatmonger. Like, oh man, we realized that he's on that weak ass garbage show, Legends of Tomorrow, wasting his time. And so we can't make him a villain again. So we'll just make his lesser dumbass copy. Like, apparently people who deal with heat powers are dumbasses, apparently. So they got another moron, and this moron wants to set shit ablaze. And I don't even get that. Okay, so you just got out of a court trial and you were proven innocent. So you're gonna create a whole new crime that you could be convicted of? It'd be one thing if everyone in the room saw you kill someone because the crime couldn't be properly articulated. You escape. Everyone knows you did it, so therefore you succeeded in committing your crime. But to do the crime again, you could really create a whole new fresh crime, but did the exact same fucking way. So your whole acquitted was nonsense now. Who knows? Can they take you back to court? I don't know. Probably not. But now that you basically said, okay, here's a second chance. Like, I don't even get his motive. He was a moron. And there we go again, with the show being too scared to be different and being the exact overdrawn out, mediocre puddle show that basically was brewed in a pot of piss. And that's harsh. But they need to hear this. a show drenched in mediocrity, just drenched to being mediocre, and all he's doing is just sitting there wasting away. And now we have this waste of time episode. And the only thing I could say I liked about this episode was the fact that we got more into Barry's head, but not the way it should have been. That's that one little memory segment. And we got to hang out with Barry and see him interact with Iris. And I kind of agree with Iris. Yeah, it sucks though. He has to be the Flash, but what are you losers gonna do without him? This guy got captured before without the Flash, I assume, because he hasn't been an established villain. The only heat-based villain we established was Heat Wave. So I'm just sitting here like, okay, get over it. Solve the problem yourselves, people. Flash was not always here. He's only been here for a little over 2 years. Or 3 years, I guess, since the time limit has passed, I guess. So Flash can't be here all the time. So I didn't think it was that big. Okay, maybe it's kind of cruel, but I don't think it's that big a deal for them to say, oh, I gotta do this. I gotta remember back. Because Savitar's still out there. And then what the hell is Caitlin's deal? What is Caitlin? Like, Caitlin was free, but she worked for them of Savitar of her own free volition. And I'm just like, all you have to do, like, they really forced this. That's what being contrived is about. That's what having contrivancy is. Because that whole situation was completely manufactured contrivancy. It was just contrived by the writers. Well, no one's really a dumbass these days to be fucking around the city being a moron. So let's create this random asshole Heatwave knockoff, because we can't use real Heatwave because he's busy doing his own bullshit, and he's a true hero now. So let's get this loser who's an idiot. He isn't a genuine idiot. I wish the fire would have consumed his body and destroyed him and crushed him in the building. Because why are you so damn stupid to do that after the day after the crime? And where are your asshole cronies at? Like, what? I don't get the point of him even starting the fire. It's just contrived nonsense. The meat of the episode was Flash being who he is and people realizing what made him a great man. And we could have used this to see why Savitar became a horrible man. Why future Barry Allen became the way he did. So now I'm assuming we have 2 episodes left. It's episode 21. So I just got through watching season 2. I marathon like 5 or 6 of the last episodes. And I gotta give season 2 more credit. I actually think season 2 was good. And I saw the seeds they laid. It didn't seem as random as it seemed. There was more consistencies with the reveal of who Professor Zoom was than there was inconsistencies. Like the fact he was like, oh, that's complication after he got through killing himself. Maybe you could easily say, oh, well, maybe he needed to spy on them more before he was ready to kill himself. Or maybe he looked at the body, so he came and say Professor Zoom was upset the portal was closed because he was looking at his time remnant. But with this Savitar cat, man, if you don't give a fuck, create a time remnant of yourself like Professor Zoom and just say, let's get it busy, man. 2 of me now. Where's the Speed Force at? Speed Force is such loudmouth, pretentious hypocrites. They always talk to Barry and be like, you're not learning, Barry. We let you learn. Where are your freaking ghosts at? To chase this motherfucker down. Since you got such a problem with Barry does and how he lives his life. Because Flashpoint was bullshit. But that's about it. Where are the guys to chase Savitar? Like, well, give us something to dig into. Fuck, have a war in the background. This whole episode was just beating around the bush. This could have been a 2. I don't get it. You know, back in the day with the Justice League cartoons, every episode, at least Justice League Unlimited, I know that for a fact, they were all 2-part episodes. It should honestly be an hour-long show. because I don't know why it took up an hour-long block on Toonami, but with the Justice League shows, it was one episode and another episode that was a part two to finish up the storyline. I don't know why these shows aren't afraid to do it. And I don't even watch Arrow no more. And I can see Arrow's like, they're trying. They have a straight line of consistency of episodic content to continue the story and not be afraid of what the hell to do. And I'm just thinking, why can't the Flash have a straight line conflict? And the only straight line conflict to keep it episodic is, oh, Savitar's gonna kill Iris. Oh my goodness. He literally said he was gonna kill the people. You only saw Iris die. So I'm getting the feeling that someone else might die. Oh wait, then again, let me shut the hell up. Because everything that people like me who are smart viewers who actually are really into this, when we see something and know what the hell to put dots together, they don't put the same dots together. They don't see what we see. So they're gonna just do some stupid shit. I don't know, some stupid shit like have Julian get killed. Because no one likes Julian. He's a dumbass. I love you, Caitlin. Pulls off the necklace. She's now a murderer. So there, I just gave you the spoiler, and I don't even watch the fucking show. Julian will probably get killed by Caitlin. It looks like she might have liked him, so who knows? Maybe she doesn't kill him. Maybe Savitar kills him, and then she's like, "What the fuck, man?" Freezes him. He's like, "Oh, you're done," and then Caitlin gets killed. Can we really keep Caitlin around if she's Killer Frost? Because then we'll have two superpowered people. We'll have two speedsters, and we'll have Vibe and Killer Frost. So we can't have all these superpowered people around. I'm not a big fan of Kid Flash. I was thinking, okay, he'll be trapped in the Speed Force. No, that was lasted for one episode because a fucking random speedster decided to leave his Earth to take the place of some dickhead kid. Like, watching season 2, the only thing season 2 kind of pissed me off about, kind of sort of sloppy reveal of Professor Zoom, and it really was only because those hiatus breaks. But the next thing that pissed me off was Kid Flash or Wally before he got the powers, because he's just an idiot kid who's stupid. And he looks like he's mid-20s. The motherfucker is just being annoying and stupid, and I just don't see him as a hero. And I think, okay, you did it. You got your powers. Get the hell off the screen, man. Be like Red Arrow and get the hell off my screen. You're not doing nothing. It's like Smallville season 7. It's boring as hell. But then again, this season is better than season 7 of Smallville because at least they have a challenge. But they just keep beating around the bush to get to him and what he's about. Season 7 didn't know what the fuck it was about. And they had a villain who was actually smart and was thinking out shit. And Brainiac. But he was like not established and he was established. So they didn't know what the hell they were going to do with him. But this villain is Savitar. Another thing, okay, now I've talked about Flash. And I talked about Kid Flash and how he didn't do shit because he didn't have powers because apparently Savitar lost his memory, so it was like an instant thing. So that's how time works now, guys. Time's an instant thing. So when Eobard went back in season 1, what? You said it's a new timeline. So this would make this a new timeline, wouldn't it? Since Savitar interfered with his previous, we have another villain from the future. This is the second villain. The first villain was established to create a new timeline because he interfered. So Savitar interferes. He creates a new timeline. Or is this already a new timeline? So the new timeline that was established by Reverse Flash, which is now a new timeline established, a new timeline established by the Flash because he reversed Flashpoint but didn't get the exact same timeline as season 1, is now a new timeline established by Savitar. Well, I don't think about it. The show has shit logic. Any score that anyone gives it, it should automatically be minus by like 3 points. Because the writers are just beating around the bush with too many damn episodes. So they don't have no fucking logic or consistency of what the hell to do. So Savitar loses memory. At the same time, Barry gets his memory erased. He didn't see this coming. Well, then again, maybe Savitar just said, "Hey, they're idiots are gonna get the memory back in the first place. So I'll just chill for a little bit and get in this knee position." So Savitar gets in the knee position, and Killer Frost finds him, and she's like talking, saying stupid shit. What are you doing? What's the plan? Are we gonna do this? I don't get what's happening. When are we gonna do this? I don't know what she's getting from this guy because it ain't sex. I don't think. Maybe he just wants revenge. Well, no, it's not revenge, obviously, because she would have killed them all in the building when she came in. So I don't. Maybe the best thing I can think of is with Barry's knowledge of the future. She shouldn't be that far in the future because he looks young. So I'll just assume. No, don't assume. Don't assume. But he should be like, I don't know. He looks exactly the damn same as he is now. Just longer hair. Looks like a bitch. Still the same weight. But I'll assume he's older. Let's assume he's in his late 30s. But it should be deeper in the future if the technology is just that great. But whatever. Technology is already great. So let's assume he's from the deep future, like in the 30s. He looks the same as late 30s. Because Barry's 28 right now. So let's assume he has the technology to turn Caitlin Snow back, and that's what his plan is. And he confidently says, "I am him. I am him, and he is me. I am the main him because I'm from the future. And I can tell you confidently, they will not find a way to cure you." So essentially, he's like a fast pass to getting her cured. At least she goes with them. It'll take years, maybe decades. So he basically skipped back into the past, and he told her he could fix her. So maybe that's what she wants from him, because she wanted to get his memory back. I'm like, do all you can to convince this broad. And I gotta admit, this whole episode, cause and effect, really could have solidified who the fuck Savitar was. Because another moment is Caitlin. So Barry and Caitlin. This whole episode was pretty much about these two. And I don't get how it couldn't grab Savitar into it, because Savitar is Barry. They could have shown how Barry turned the Savitar, cause and effect, what causes this, and what is now the new effect. How did they go into their dark descent? Because Caitlin and Barry are the perfect prime characters to talk about, because they both are good people. Pussies even. Yeah, I said it. Barry's a pussy, man. Take away his powers. He just has a great heart. So does Caitlin. You could kick their asses if you just didn't have no powers. Just kick them asses all in the apartment except for in heart. And you could have easily said, what's the problem? How did they get to this way? And that's what the whole episode could have been about. And it had a nice, just like Barry, it had nice moments and memories and stuff. But it doesn't elaborate. So that's why it's a waste of time and it beats around the bush. Waste of time and it beats around the bush. So I'm just sitting here like, well, okay. Now what? Now we have to get a source of power, because the two quirky couples found out that they created a speed bazooka. I kind of like speed cannon better, but I guess we'll reserve speed cannon for when you're shooting Barry out of fucking cannon, because this guy does everything to be a weapon and run around in circles and all that shit. So essentially, they create a speed cannon and they need to have enough power source to get it. I thought they were gonna say Barry has to charge it up with his speed force energy, as usual, run the fuck around the circle. But he's apparently somewhere. I assume with aliens. No. Let's not assume aliens. They're never gonna go the fuck off the world. Legends is the only thing to do that, and they won't do it because they're stupid. So let's assume this is with Argus. No, it can't be with Argus, because he's actually connected with the government, just like Oliver, which is why these motherfuckers will never get put in jail or caught in no real trouble, because the government's behind them, and it's the more powerful version of the government, the one that's unrestrained, which is Argus, the beefed up version of the CIA. So they're not gonna have that power source. So, and when I go back to aliens, what I was first saying, but I don't know. Secret company, someone has control of that fucking shark asshole. And my first bet was Argus. Someone has control of that damn shark. And Barry wouldn't steal from Argus though. And how the hell they get Captain Cold? So now I don't know what the fuck's going on. They're just throwing shit together. Cause this episode showed that it's not even about Savitar. The next episode, it's about Barry getting this MacGuffin. We're going Indiana Jones style here, folks. We're going in the buddy cop movie territory. A basic ass man with a really cool gun, with a man, an extraordinary man, or ordinary man with extraordinary powers. Run the room, vibrate, get it, run the fuck out. Lightning bolt the dumb shark. But I guess because the room's tiny, he can't maneuver, I guess. Whatever, man. Reverse Flash versus Zoom won't fuck around. If it was Reverse Flash, Reverse Zoom, they would have freaking put their hand through the shark's head, or they would have just straight socked him because they could generate the power enough to do it. But Flash, he's too much of a wimp, and he's probably gonna do something stupid, or just do everything to a lesser extent than a real speedster. Ah, man, every episode could end so quickly if they wrote the Flash correctly. It actually produced real tragedies, not just tragedy, but real events. Oh man, I don't even know if I can watch next season because they won't have a speedster in it. But he's teaming up with Captain Cold, so I don't know what's going on there. I love Captain Cold, but look, people, just either you bring Captain Cold back or you don't. This whole you do, you don't nonsense is getting out of hand. He was in Legends, and I was like, yay! Aobar, I thought Aobar took them out of their timelines, took all the best villains from each show out of their timelines, and like erased their presence, so to speak, sort of locked them outside of the realm of existing in that timeline. Because he ran around a circle with Damien Dark. I know I'm going off on Legends. I'm just saying to bring it back to this. So I don't see why they just couldn't have had Captain Cold be where he's at and just say, okay, you're back with the team, or something like that. I just miss Captain Cold, and I'm glad he's coming back this next episode. But I just feel like you keep dragging him in as a little recurring character. You guys don't know what the hell you're gonna do with Captain Cold. Like, just bring him back then, man. Because what does death mean anymore if you just keep teasing a character? What does it mean if you keep teasing a character and not like having them be there on the show, but they come every now and then? I don't get it. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. But that was basically my rant, my little rant review thing. But the Flash and the waste of time. I don't get it. Just the waste of time the episode was. Yeah. I hope this season gets better, but this is really probably the worst season. Probably I don't know, just boring as hell. I don't even know what the hell to do, man. This show is just getting worse and worse, and they're not like doing anything proper about it. Like, do the show justice. Stop making the characters stupid. If it and the main thing I say they don't listen to fans is because they don't listen. They don't take smart advice, is what I should say, from the fans, is because who the hell decides, okay, a guy from the future, he has all your memories, erases memory. Like, what were you thinking? What were you even thinking? Keep him from creating new memories. So how the hell would he function in life to defeat Savitar then? And then the true logic is you erase his memory. If Savitar remembers this happens, he could run into the fucking room and say, thanks for erasing his memories, dumbasses. Now I can fuck you all up. Because logically, he shouldn't get his memory erased instantly. He shouldn't get his memory erased instantly. That's just a bit nutty. When his moves didn't affect this Earth, or I mean this timeline, like Reverse Flash's moves did. But yeah, it's a waste of time. Generally, I like the last episode better, even though it was a big like bittersweet kind of okay, but not worth your time to be waiting for like 20 episodes. But it was better than this episode, which is just a big waste. Let's see what happens in the next episode. If this show continues the way it is, it's not gonna be lucky like Supernatural where I just keep going. I'm just gonna fucking stop watching, just like Arrow. I don't care how good people say it is, it still has the Arrow stench on it. Over dramatization and shit, and just the flip floppy moralities. But yeah, it's your boy Wiz, aka Wizard. Hopefully you were able to fathom the wizardry. Barry Flash, Barry, aka the Flash, is Savitar. Savitar is Barry from the future. We have no clue what the hell his motive is still to this date. As of, let's see the date, May 9th. Still no clue what the hell this guy wants. Still being upset. The upset prick speedster coming to the past, or just coming to a place he doesn't belong to fuck with Flash. Run the Starling City. Then again, Starling City's dying, apparently. As terrible as that city is. But damn. Just tragic, man. Waste of time episode. Nothing happened. Got to know some characters a little better, but it didn't get the effect payoff that it should have gotten. Caitlin's still gonna go back to Savitar like he's been sliding her the metal dick. Barry is still going back to being his worry self, over worrying about Iris. Because it's not all about Iris now, I'm worrying about her. It's like they learned from Arrow, and they still haven't learned from Arrow. Because instead of Felicity being an annoying, instead of Iris being an annoying bitch like Felicity and being a flip-flopping moral dumbass, Iris got more likable, unlike Felicity. Iris got more likable, but it's become more about her and her inherent person and her status is bringing the show down. The quality of the show, the acting's great. It's just the whole aura around it and what it's about and where it can go is hindered because of her. Whereas Felicity, her character was bringing the whole show down and just making it annoying to watch her scenes. Man, boring episode. Didn't do nothing, man. I was really excited to watch it. Started off decent and just didn't go nowhere. Wiz Fiasco, signing out. aka Wiz, aka Wizard. Hopefully you were able to fathom the wizardry. And I'm gone.